Hey guys, it's Rudy. How you doing? I just wanted to post a quick garden update. The last time I had put up a video was in mid-February when I planted those sugar snap peas. And then right after that, I ran for a minor political office. I ended up losing that election. It was for school board. That's what I get for going against an incumbent. That's okay. But anyway, I want to show you what's happening since. So let's take a look, shall we? So it's June 5th, 2025. The last video was February 15th, 16th, somewhere about there. And I was planting the sugar snap peas along this fence line. I was poking little holes in. I put a little bit of organic fertilizer just for a little more nitrogen. I'd mentioned the garden had been neglected for a few years. I had some serious health issues, and I'll get to that on my channel at some point in the future. But here they are. They look really good. They're flowering. There's peas in there. And yeah, you can see some peas. And I expect these to produce a bunch of peas. We'll probably freeze them. And I'm not a really big fan of peas, but my wife loves them. And then amongst the peas, I planted some Kentucky Wonder pole beans. So those should be sprouting pretty soon. And I imagine as those start coming up, they'll start getting mature as the peas start dying. So let's go look inside the garden. Okay, here we are inside the garden. Everything, well, all but maybe 2 plants were grown entirely from seed. In mid-March, we put our seed trays out, planted the seeds, and had heating pads and grow lights, and they came up rather nicely. So all of these tomatoes were from seed. This one's a cherry tomato. And then 3 beefsteaks, and then 4 San Marzanos. They kind of got a little transplant shock at first. You can see the bottoms of this one, a little curl, but they seem to be establishing well now. Last weekend, so about 5 days ago, I put some urea prills down, probably about 20 around the base of each plant, everywhere in the garden. And that was simply for some more nitrogen. I had already supplemented the soil with some nice amendments, some compost, and then I believe it's called COF. It's a specialized organic nutrient formula. Somebody came up with it in the 70s, and you can read about it. I first read about it 20 years ago in Mother Earth News. And it has things like kelp meal, bone meal, blood meal, things like that. Anyway, I mixed that up as well, but I figured we could use the nitrogen boost from the urea. My basil plant doesn't look all that great. It really got shocked, but I think it's starting to come along. You'll see things are starting to really green up because I think their nitrogen is starting to uptake. Cucumbers here. I had some other cucumbers, and shortly after we planted it got really dry and hot, and those got fried, so put new ones down. And then all the peppers here, you can see they're just starting to really take in the nitrogen now from the urea, so the tops are getting nice and green. And I planted some habaneros, some jalapenos, some cayennes. I do have one Carolina Reaper, which is the other store-bought plant. Cucumbers, cantaloupe, more peppers, cucumbers again. Here's that Carolina Reaper. You can see the bottom yellow leaves, and then now the nitrogen is starting to get taken in. So in about a week, everything will be much taller, much fuller. Artichoke. Some of my corn came up, so I planted a bunch more a few days ago. So hopefully this will all be bodacious corn soon. Mystery cucumber, pumpkins, blue Hubbard squash, another pumpkin, and then some sort of cucumber. And then little flowers we started, tetsoi, greens, and then the cilantro. So, it's June 5th, early on in the garden season. I think it's going to take off. I think it's going to do really well. I'm very excited. this will be the first year in many that I've had a full, well-maintained, well-manicured garden. So I'm just very excited about it. All right, thanks for watching. Tune back soon.